Colmes. I'm Mike Reagan, sitting in for Sean Hannity tonight. Left Behind Eternal Forces is a new Christian-themed video game that has some Christians very upset. The game is set after the rapture, and players are asked to either convert enemy combatants or kill them. Now some Christian groups are calling on retail giant Walmart to pull the game from its shelves, claiming it glorifies religious violence and negatively affects interfaith relations. The creator of the game disagrees. Joining us now is the CEO of Left Behind Games, Troy Linden. Mr. Linden, welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, but I've tried to find out as much about this game as I can today. And what bothers me is just in the setup here that you're asking people to convert to their belief or to be killed. Aren't we fighting that now in the Middle East?
Not at all. That's not at all what the game's about. Actually, the game is a city on a hill. In an industry that's so dark, we actually are pushing forward positive moral values, and for whatever reason, people are speaking out about the game that have simply never played it.
What is the positive moral values in the game?
Well, first of all, prayer is the most effective spiritual weapon, followed by worship, and then the third one, which is physical warfare, is actually you lose points for that. In fact, if you try to play the game with physical warfare, you lose the game.
So basically what you're saying is you pray. If people don't accept the prayer and convert, then you go to war and kill them.
No, not at all. That's not at all what it's about.
But you're killing them. Why are you killing them?
You're not killing them. The game isn't even about killing.
You don't get games for killing anybody.
No. The premise is that you've been left behind, and your goal is to go from place to place and discover these clues that have been left for you behind. And what happens along the way is sometimes you may have to defend yourself. But the most effective way to defend yourself
is to defending myself against?
Is to use prayer.
Who am I defending myself against?
Force of the Antichrist, the best bad guy in the world. Yeah, the Antichrist is such a bad guy, Michael, that he believes that every single religion in the world needs to be snuffed out. And that's awful. That's a bad guy that every single person of every faith and belief around the world can get behind.
What you're saying is you're trying to convert this Antichrist? And if the Antichrists are converted?
No.
Who's the army of the Antichrist?
Everybody has the wrong idea. Michael, just let me finish. I'll tell you. The fact is the Antichrist forces are, in fact, trying to take over your forces and convince them to come over to their side. In their side, basically, they try to take all guns that exist in the world, and by taking all guns, then they have under control. They then begin to blow up all the cities in the world. And that's a bad guy that whether you're a Jew, a Muslim, or whatever you happen to be, and especially an evangelical Christian, that's a bad guy we can all be happy is in a video game that we can take out. The Antichrist is the bad guy. There's no convert or die in this game.
It's Alan in New York. Welcome to our show.
Hi, Alan. How you doing?
Thank you very much for being here. Isn't it true that if you don't convert to Christianity, the net result in this game is you die?
Absolutely false. I mean, truthfully here, Alan, of course you get to live. There's neutral units, and there's Antichrist units, and then there's what we call the tribulation forces. We don't even call them specifically Christian forces. I mean, the fact is you're either going to convert over to the Antichrist side, or you're going to choose to be a neutral. And if you don't want to be a neutral, you can choose to go on the good side.
So you don't have to convert to Christianity. But is it your belief that if you don't find Jesus Christ, you're going to hell?
I will tell you that I personally have a belief and a faith that I'm going to find out when I die if it's true or not.
Right.
You know, if I were to die tomorrow and come back and tell you what really is the truth, then I could really be an expert on the subject. But in the meantime,
your faith is basically that if you do not believe what you believe or find your particular path, you're not going to survive the second coming.
Well, no, I'll tell you, Alan, I am not a fundamentalist Christian. I'll just tell you that right now.
And that's what this game preaches, though.
No, not even at all. For some reason, people of different faiths are trying to use this as a lightning rod.
Well, it's not different faiths. You've got Christians saying, people like the Reverend Tim Simpson of the Christian Alliance for Progress says the game is, the object is to kill or convert, and it's antithetical to what Christ taught. And why is it that the Antichrist, for example, on that side, you got rock stars and those with Muslim-sounding names, and the Christian side has gospel singers, healers, and missionaries.
Well, hold on. The Muslim names, there's guys on the good side, too, that have those Middle Eastern-sounding names. The fact is that's not in the game whatsoever, Alan. If you really want the truth,
so everybody's
play
lying
the game
about
for yourself.
this game.
Alan,
Everybody,
have you played the game?
These Christian ministers, these reverends,
absolutely.
everybody's lying about the game.
They have not played the game. I spoke to Tim Simpson, and I'll tell you, he's upset about the theology of the Left Behind books. We took out the end times prophecy from the game because we knew not all believers share the same view on how the game is going to end.
Isn't the idea, which is the same as the Left Behind series, that if you don't convert before it's too late, you're destined to a life in flames in hell? Isn't that what the Left Behind series says?
That is definitely
and
not
that
in the game.
what the game is about?
That is not in the game. In fact, our game provides a healthy alternative, Alan, in a game industry that creates so much dark content. So let me get this right. You're coming against us. We're trying to put out a game that promotes prayer and worship without any kind of bigotry or religious discrimination.
Thank you very much.
It's okay.
We're out of time. Thank you. Coming up, a new Al-Qaeda video. Ask the U.S. to negotiate with them. Is this a